Hey, y'all. There you go. Hey, Insta. How you guys doing? How you feeling this morning? I'm just waiting a couple minutes for those to join. And I'm gonna dive in. I really want to talk about a couple things with you guys this morning. Hey, Q Smith 5176. How you doing this morning? Where you been? Long time no see. So I want to talk about something with you guys this morning. And hopefully this will motivate you, encourage you. Thank you for joining live. If you come back and you're going to watch the replay, please let me know that you're watching the replay. Yes, it's been a while. Hey, Payo063, how are you? Hey, Yolanda, how are you? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. So I will be going from screen to screen. But I have something to share with you guys. And I think, I have something to share with you guys. And I know this will transform your life. I probably should, boom, record this. And I'm excited to share this because I know what it's done for me. And I know what it's done for others. And I know what it can do for you. So when I say don't do it, there are some battles that are not for you to fight at all. Hey, Ramona, how are you? Hey, Siobhan, not for you to fight at all. I just saw, man, your baby boy birthday, Ramona. That's crazy. They growing up on us, aren't they? All these kiddos. Thank you for the love on Insta. Hi, the Rising Warrior. Ooh, the Rising Warrior. That's what I'm talking about. So listen, I want to share something. And so some battles are not for you to fight. Most battles aren't for you to fight. And what I want to share with you, I believe, could literally liberate you and change your life. Our atmosphere is so important, very important. So I think of two different scenarios, right? And you guys know I love coming and sharing from, my authentic experience because that's one of the areas where like that's where your power is at, right? Our power is in our authenticity. And when we're lacking thereof, then we really got to tap into, are we really lacking um are we really lacking understanding our true selves? And so I'm good. Yes, they are. I love them. And man, we miss y'all too. We got to get together. We got to get together. I saw you when G FaceTime Quincy, and yeah, we just got to get together. And that his laugh, I miss y'all laugh, for sure. But what I want to focus on is letting you know that every battle is not for you to fight at all. Your power is in who you are. And what I mean by that is, with back to my scenarios and what went on just in my life, I'm gonna give you two because I love talking about, my personal experience, and out of that comes revelation. So this one is really, really practical. I mean, really practical. I mean, do I even want to share that one? This one is really practical. I have a couple, but I want to share with you guys something. And this is, when we have interactions with people, you ever have those interactions with people, and then it's like when you talk to them, it's like you want things to feel normal, but it's just not normal. And it's like, oh, you just feel uncomfortable. It's like, why am I feeling uncomfortable? Like this person, the way they are, where they are not, it's making me uncomfortable. Like, ooh. And so when I have moments like that, that's when I realize it's not me, but do I really need to own this energy? And so from there, I make a decision on how to respond accordingly. Whenever you have moments like that and you're in someone's presence and that piece is just something is like, you just off. And I know all y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Right now, I'm trying to give you food for thought. Whenever you're in someone's presence and you just feel a little off, the first thing I do is focus on me. That's the first thing I do. I don't jump into defensive mode. I don't jump into pointing the finger where they're like that because of this or that. I don't do none of that. I focus on me. And I would tell you prior to my wilderness experience and really, really focusing on healing myself, break. Because what I know I put in my body is so pure, to the pure, all things are pure. And for me, when I know I'm going into something, I want to make sure that I'm consciously aware that I'm present in that moment. And anything that may throw me off, I want to dissect why. because I love being solution oriented. Hey, son, how was work? I love being solution oriented. And when you go into every situation, every relationship, every atmosphere with that mindset, you know that there's a constant evolution that will always happen. For me personally, Quincy and I had an encounter with, some individuals just recently. And I haven't really had many encounters because I've literally been in isolation the last year and a half. And that was purposeful for me. It was purposeful because when I found out I had parasites and my body was going crazy, I was serious about healing myself. So I isolated myself. That left me room to focus on me. It left me room to heal. Those of you guys in the AV community, y'all know sometimes when you have those low moments, you don't feel like talking, you don't feel like texting. It's just when you're healing, you go through these moments where you just need time to yourself. Well, like upon like connecting with a few individuals, Quincy and I, when they left, we had a conversation, and his response was, with the certain individual, he said, he noticed, her wall was up. And he was like, well, I'm surprised you didn't. And he would talk about how, how the old Misty was. And typically when I, feel something, I'm just, just whatever. I just don't have time for that. But now it's just a different response. Now is my response in this moment is I can't let what somebody else is going through, what somebody else feel, and that doesn't mean I don't have compassion or any of those things. The reality is I want to make sure that my disposition is always focused on the goal, and that's it. That's the only conversation I'm going to have. That's the only thing, even if it comes to a point where it could be a little controversial, that's cool, but it's always going to be a resolve. I am sold that there is not one problem without a solution. And the moment we keep trying to do and be something for somebody else, we lose ourselves. And at this point, hi, thank you for joining live on Insta. At this point, I don't have time to, after doing what I've done and what I've been through, I don't have time to lose myself again. I'm continually working on myself, but I also want to encourage you guys as you go along your day, whenever you're feeling anything because of your atmosphere or because of individuals that are in and around your life, you know, I'm saying this because after Quincy and I had a conversation about that, in my mind, it's those things we battle, especially as women. Like, could I have done something more? Maybe I should have maybe asked, "Are you okay? What's going on? Did I do something to offend you?" I'm not playing those games no more. We've been there, right? And when you're there and then you know that you have already excelled to another level, why am I going backwards? Why? When I know in my heart, I don't feel anything. I don't have any grudges with anyone. I feel light. I feel liberated. I feel free. I've been cleansing. I've been detoxing. And all I want to give back is life. That's it. But the moment I retract and have conversations with someone who may not be on that same playing field with me, then it's taking me somewhere where I didn't intend to be. And this is how serious we have to govern our lives, our relationship. And this is why juicing is more than your outward appearance. Juicing is more than cleansing. Juicing literally has a way of revolutionizing your mindset, cleaning out all the junk, cleaning out the heaviness that just so easily besets us and get us off track. Like, I'm not, you just don't fly off the handle when you got a handle on your body, on your temple. And in fact, when this situation happened with Quincy and I, and we talked about it, it makes me think, it's like, it saddens me. And it makes me think like two things. I hate that people have to go through that, number one. But number two, you can't force anyone to do anything. All you can do is continue to be the light, and whatever's going on, that's cool. Now, if you know your brother, your sister has an alt with them, okay, cool, go to them, get it straight. But I don't necessarily know that. It's a feeling where it's like, what is wrong with you? But then I want to be sensitive enough to say, maybe it really has nothing to do with me. Maybe it has everything to do with something else that's going on in that individual's life or whatever. And Quincy said, do you think maybe it could have been because of X, Y, and Z, or, something that had happened in the past? And I'm like, Well, if it is, woe to them, because that's a conversation that they just have to be grown enough to have. And then let's dissect and let's work together. Like, do you guys know where we would be as a people if we did that individually and together? The things that we can solve, the problems we can like advance and help other people, what you can do to help alleviate all the heaviness within your life that's not keeping you down. And here's why I'm bringing this up. And this is very important. I'm bringing this up because I found myself thinking about it afterwards. And the moment I kept thinking about it, I kept feeling like in my spirit, like inside, like, stay focused on the goal, stay focused, stay focused. And I thought about all the beautiful people that I am around that talk the same talk as me, that speaks the same, energy and language and just exciting moments. And that's those are the ones I want to be connected to, those individuals, not trying to figure out why somebody got a wall up or this person didn't really talk or whatever. And I'm like, I'm still going to be me. And at the end of that, that's where your peace needs to be. I don't want not one person feeling like you have to go over and beyond, which in love, yeah, I get that. That's not the context of what I'm talking about. You love them, absolutely. But what I'm saying is, if a conversation is going to involve you to retract, don't do it. Don't do it, because all you're going to do is take steps backwards when you are on the playing field of running and moving forward. I've had my fair share of that. Like, when do we get to a point when we say enough is enough? Like, okay, this is it now. Like, this is it. I'm ready to stay focused no matter what happens. Mindset is everything. Stay true to you and your journey. Thank you, Siobhan. That's what I'm saying. Like, I couldn't agree more. Stay focused on the journey. So the free the freeness, the freedom, and who you are, and finding yourself with healing yourself, not just with this. Like, this is just a tool that was used because I juice every day, right? That was a tool to really heal my body. But I'm talking about the amount of effort that I put in with counseling, with therapy, with things of situations that may have hurt me in the past, that may have caused a lot of, anger, resentment, hurt, like whatever you want to call it, that's fine. But we got to get to the point we recognize that. And then when you recognize it, we move on. So when you put that kind of work in, all you want to do is continue to be the light. Because did you know that sometimes words couldn't even bring a resolve? Sometimes when you're dealing with individuals that is so stuck within themselves and all the mess that they're working through, and I say mess, here's what I mean by mess. It doesn't mean that everybody's journey has to look like yours when it comes to freedom. When I say mess, what I'm speaking about specifically is we are all on a journey of working out our own salvation, our own freedom, our own, when it comes to our own individuality, our own identity. We're all trying to figure that out. But while figuring that out, it doesn't have to get to a point in our lives where we have to make the waters more muddy along the way. I was just telling a mentor and a friend of mine this morning that I love that I am at a place that every response that I get, I'm always looking at me first. I am not quick to respond. I'm not quick to get angry. I'm not quick to defend. I'm not quick to do any of that. I am always looking at me first. So this word today, as a result of healing and cleansing myself, this is how I can see things with a clear set of lenses. So cleansing and healing is beyond this whole thing that we see that's resurrected in our physical appearance. Guys, that's so shallow. When you cleanse on so many different levels that it goes beyond the physical. It goes deep into that core. Yes, it cleanses organs. Yes, it cleanses, what your skin. Yes, your body starts transforming, but more importantly, it cleanses out all the things that kept us weighted down, all the things that keeps us indecisive, all the things that keeps us lost and weary and not knowing what the next move is. Every time I hear someone who's questioning a direction or which way to go, it's almost like, in the spiritual world, with your spiritual leaders, what do they tell you to do? The first thing they say is, hey, take a break, fast. You need to take a fast. You need direction. You need to pray. You need to take fast. There's a spiritual principle There's a practical principle. But at the end of it, you cannot have a body without having a spirit, and you cannot do the work here on earth without having a spirit, without having a body that's being led by the spirit. It can't happen. They are one and the same. So we can't be overly spiritually minded and not doing the practical things. I'm speaking out of freedom right now. Freedom in speech when it comes to, I know what it's like to be so boggled down with distractions, hurt and pain and unforgiveness and things in the past and people that may have hurt you. Look, if I have hurt anyone, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I understand what hurts feel like. I understand what pain feels like. I'm sorry. But how long do you stay there to keep helping someone? In that moment of saying sorry, forgiveness should be instant. Forgiveness at that point is, what can I do to help you? What can I do to further the vision? What can I do to further what it is you're doing? And let's move on for the greater good. But like, having these moments of just being uncomfortable in atmospheres and trying to fight battles that's not yours, it's not yours. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So that's what I wanted to leave with you today before my production team gets here, because that's important to me. And as much as it's important to me, I want to be able to share and pour that back to you, because I don't want you to keep feeling like you got to fight battles that keeps you off your journey. You know why? Because the moment I would have took a step back and kept my mind focused on the conversation that we had, meaning Quincy and I, that I just mentioned, it would have took me off my game for the rest of the day. It would have took my energy somewhere else instead of focusing on what I needed to accomplish for that day, for that day. So this is why your atmosphere is important. This is why your relationships are important. This is why whatever you put your hands to do, just make sure that it is divinely inspired, no matter who, what, where, when, how, the opposition that may come. Keep your focus on the goal. Keep your focus on the goal. And the goal is to cleanse everything internally. So eventually you'll get to that place of homeostasis where you're going to be balanced out. The juice cleanse naturally detox your mind, which will detox your life. You better stop playing, Nikki. That's what I'm saying. Yes, it does. It does. It's one of those things that you can't even describe the high of the feeling until someone is on that journey with you. You can't. This is why when I get in conversations, and ladies, be careful of this, especially you guys on here that's live on the AB community. I don't involve myself in conversations that people feel like, oh my God, it's so tough. I'll never do this. I'll never. We talk a lot about colonics. We talk a lot about, cleansing, detoxing, herbs, juice cleansing, and things that make you go. When you talk to people about it, it's almost like, no, I'm straight. Okay. Then to me, the conversation is done. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm trying to be the light and help those that want to be helped. And that's what all of us should be at that point in life, right? I'm not trying to force feed you. I've never been that way on a spiritual sense. I've never been that way on a practical sense. I've never been that way on a business sense. When I consult based upon the need. Because when you realize there's a need, you will act different. When you realize your doctor tells you X, Y, and Z is going on, you have a different tenacity. So maybe the message with me you won't receive, but maybe perhaps when you cross another path with someone else, then maybe you'll say, I remember years ago I had this conversation about cleansing and detoxing and juicing and a colonic. Maybe you'll be more open to it. But I did my job along the way to plant the seed. I'm not forcing anybody to do nothing because I'm free. Because I'm free. You hear that, Insta? You hear that, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter? I'm free. And when you're free, you literally, all you do is like, what's the next thing I can accomplish? What's the next thing I can do? Who's the next person I can help? That's what it is. Like when you think about, I'm gonna end on this because it's going into the next thing I want to tell y'all, and I gotta go because I gotta prep a couple things before my people get here. I'm gonna end it on this, which, oh my gosh. I got juice on the counter. I ain't even put a cap on it. I'm going to end it with this. We're trying to help people who aren't ready or who have been totally processed, or I can't wait to dive into the sensory deprivation thing. Like we have been deprived of our senses and we've been lied to. And honestly, what we're going through right now at large in life and in society, There are some people that's stuck in their ways, and that's fine. So the same way they can say they don't want to do this or they're not open to it, I'm good. I'm good with not trying to talk anybody into anything. But there will come a moment in time in this lifetime where you're going to realize, especially just where we are, it is almost like there's the best thing we can do for these temples at this time we're living in is detox yourself. Period. With everything that's going on, is detoxing yourself. So I don't want to force feed anybody, but here's what I'm gonna say. If your senses have been deprived, and there's this a sensory deprivation where, like, look, I get it. I get it, but I also realize when you eat dead things, you don't produce anything living. When you eat life, you produce life. We're going to certain, here's the thing, when I say dead things, our diets, y'all, should be so consumed at least over 60% of live living foods. And nobody's sitting here preaching veganism. Actually, I'm against veganism. Like, that's a movement as well. I'm pro plant-based and getting as much live living foods in our temple as possible. Because the more living foods in your body that you get, the more you become, and the more you can live, and the more you can be free. It's not about veganism. It's not about that. But what's sad is we are talking to people who has been processed, who has been eating processed foods, and so you're processed. And so for me to even get through to you, I'm not having a conversation with people who are doing things that's not producing life. It makes no sense, people. Let's just stick to the basics. And the basics is you're going to know your people. You're going to know your tribe. You're going to know your community. It's almost like, for me, like, I'm not what's an example? A clubber. Like, I don't go to the club. Like, for me to have a conversation with somebody about a club life, I don't go to clubs. Like, I couldn't have any synergy in that conversation because I don't go to clubs, right? You want to talk business, you want to talk authenticity, you want to talk things, beauty, hair, skin, you want to talk makeup, you want to talk juicing. Oh, I'm with you all day. You want to talk healing and detoxing? Man, I will decipher with you all day, every day. And I love that. But anybody that has that mindset of it's just that wall is right there, guys, what that's not for us to tear down. That's not your job. Take the pressure off. That's not your job. So my point is, you don't want to feel like you're pressuring anybody into doing anything. That's never been Misty's MO. That will never be my MO. And I'm gonna encourage you, don't do it. It's not yours either. Don't do it. Okay. So that's my word of encouragement for today. Don't do it. Stay focused, because the moment you stay focused is the moment you're going to see your life going in the exact direction that you were meant to go in. And that's the beauty of it. That is the beauty right there of staying focused of what it is that we're supposed to do, because you're going to see yourself slowly but surely, like, hey, that's it. And no matter what anyone's around you, what they're going through, it's like you're staying focused on the prize. Okay. When you see things more clearly, you are not so quick to respond emotionally. Gosh darn it, you are so right. You are so inspiring. Thank Ramona. I love you, Ramona. Free. Yes, Yolanda. Free, free, free. Love this, Siobhan. Siobhan, yes, I do too. And I love you too. Nikki Taylor, so true. Yes. Love your logo in the corner. Yes, man. He put that actually, like, yeah. He when my juicing machine first came out, I think he was on here live talking about why he was going to cleanse, and that's when he put that actually on the screen right there. But hey, man, I always got to represent that AB. It's always about that AB life. You know what I'm saying? Authentically branded, authentic beauty, authentic beauties, authentic body, authentic business, authentic bonding. Hey, y'all, it's all about the AB life, the AB way. Okay. All right, y'all. So that's all I have for today. I was with y'all 20 minutes. Thank you guys for joining live. If you're watching a replay, please let me know and tag me and let me know you're watching a replay. I love coming back when you guys mention or tag me so I can chime in for further love and push love back to you. So stay focused, y'all. Let's do it. Let's keep healing. Let's keep cleansing. Let's keep taking to ourselves to another level and be the change. Ain't that what they always want to say? Be the change. Forget what they say. What's more important is what you do. What's more important is what you do. And I'm going to say it again. What's more important is what you do. All right, y'all. I got to climb out of here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Talk to you all soon. Bye for now.